people are listening because I'm going in and being like, these are my songs, this is my sound, this is my brand, this is my target demographic that has been marketed and structured to.
Yo, play that back.
I think there was so much of me growing as a musician and not knowing what I wanted to do, and as a result I kind of took people on so many different you listen to the first album and it's like the first is like, oh, this is like the script, this is like sick, and then the second song you're like, it's still kind of there, and then the third song you're like, oh, Keep Falling, like we're gonna have like a ballady kind of vibe, this is cool, and then we're like, oh, we're in this is country, cool, oh, this is now dance. And oh, this is even heavier dance and disco, and now it's stopped and we're back to pop rock, and then it's what's he do? Yeah, let's skip this track. And then it's rounded off really nicely.
But that's good though, because
it was an experimental,
and that's the thing,
to see
like
what stuck.
It was also what you like.
Well, it was.
You know,
I was like, here are all my ideas. I can have them. This is what's 100%. Going on in my head right now. This is my 10 different personalities going bang. Like it was just a clusterfuck of an album, in lack of a better term. And as a result, the branding
didn't make sense.
What could you do the branding stuck with that, because it's like, is he country? Is he pop? Is he this? Is he dance? Is he? How do we market this kid? Like, how do we do it? And then they were just like, broad. Like, let's just market it as he's a young guy who sings and has songs, so the teenage girls will like it.
Just show the long hair.
Yeah, well, I didn't have it back then. That was the problem.
Actually, you were saying before this, and this is an interesting thing. I'm always talking about like brand, like every part of you is a brand. You were saying before this, it's like just growing your hair was all of a sudden made you marketable. Yeah. You know, because I had the reverse when I was an actor. Right. They were like, I had long hair. And they're like, we can't get you in front of things. I was like, fuck you, I'm keeping it long. Exactly. Didn't get much of an acting career, did I?
Yeah. Well, it's not even necessarily, obviously the long hair and a little bit of facial hair and things helped me become more marketable. I think I still could have been marketable without it, but just in a different avenue. Yeah. I think what has happened now, and I'm at the first time in my life and in my career, and I think it's showing with the conversations I'm having and the people I'm talking to about it, and the team I'm now got behind me and things like that, where it's, for so long it was just like, fuck it, he's a headless chook, let him run around and do his shit until he crashes and decides what he wants to like do. And I was like, okay, well, I've had my sound, I've had my thing, and now I've got and I was talking to you about this earlier, where it's, instead of that 10 album track where you said it to people and they're like, oh, this is cool, but
yeah, what is it?
What? Like, I don't understand what the hell is going on. Because you have experimental albums, but there's still like a thing that runs through. Whereas mine was just like a kid with ADHD being like, this is cool shiny thing. This is wow. Like, what did you?
No, like, so Scott called it something. So because Stacey, my wife, suffers from ADHAS. ADHLAS. Yeah, it's like, so it's like, oh, I suffer from ADH. Oh no, fuck, you said it. I know I'm gonna fuck it up. Because we were in the car and Stacey's like, look, I was some sort of point that I was trying to point on her, and she's like, she goes, look, here's the thing. By the way, Scott, because Scott's from Brisbane, so he's just come down. Sure. And she's like, Scott, when I say here's the thing, it means like I'm about to drop something. Anyway, oh my gosh, there is a dinosaur out front of that house. Can we stop and get it? And we're like, huh?
Where were you driving, bro?
Oh, bro. We're in the hood.
The year 6.
The year 6.
Yeah.
We've been together a long time.
But yeah, so she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, cool. And then it was 5 minutes later and she still hasn't dropped this bomb that she's going to drop on us. And she's like, oh man, look, okay, it's coming. What's going on out there? And we don't have squirrels, okay, here. There's no squirrels in Australia.
Yeah, it's
like,
not a thing.
What the fuck? Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Hey, look, a squirrel.
I don't know. But that was the whole thing. It was very much that. It was just like, God knows what was going on in my brain. I was young and I was this was all exciting, and I was recording in amazing studios with amazing producers, and they were just super supportive, and well, Pete was who I worked, Pete Holes.
Amazing dude.
Who's just done oh my God, everything and everyone.
Insane.
And he's just like one of the, if not the best in the country. And he was so patient and so amazing with me because I just came in and he'd had just finished a vocal session with John Farnham, or he'd just done a production with Gang of
That's
Youths.
pretty good.
And then I'd walk in and be like, hello, what are we going to do today? Like, let's fucking do this. Squirrel! Yeah, oh, wow. Oh, boy, I don't know why I went. Like, Mickey Mouse, all of a sudden, I just came in one day as Mickey Mouse.
That's how I sounded when I was 15.
We recorded the Disney album and it was great. And yeah, I came in and he was like, what are we going to do here? And I was like, we're going to do a dance track. And he's like, but the last one was a country track. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. Sure. Like, no worries. And I was talking to Pete about it the other day as well. And he was like, you just needed to find yourself. And
he allowed you to explore.
But he did. And he was
like
he was incredible that he did that. And he came up with 10 tracks, which like whatever the fuck was going on in my head, he was like, this is what it was. This is what it was.
What was the name of the album?
Thoughts Than Reality. Which
kind
is
of applicable.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it was the thoughts of what the fuck was going on and the reality of it wasn't that good. Probably shouldn't have been thinking those things. Maybe we don't have an 80s synth running over something else, but it catered to my every
current need.
Every current need at the time. And there were times where he'd get to a point where he's like, David, we really don't need someone yodeling in the back of this song. Like, I'm going to draw the line. This is probably where we...
fine. Yodeling, no.
No, it's where we... Yodeling over the 80s synth, which is why it didn't make any sense. But he was great, and I'm still, super stoked with how all those songs have turned out, and they're a lot of fun to play live, and they have a lot of meaning behind them and a great story. But they
could probably give a good dynamic for live as well.
Well, it definitely did. People are definitely not bored. I'll tell you that much. Cam had a nightmare MDing the whole thing because he's like, "Why the fuck are we? This just doesn't make any sense." But yeah, I think now, moral of the story is I've come to a point where I've got 50 or so demos which are similar.
Yeah.
Not similar as in every song sounds like every song is completely different, but you listen to every single one of the songs and there's not one that stands out as
there's a core root to it.
There is a core root to it, and it's, I think, every single one of the songs and the sounds emulates the new brand and the new direction. So I think for the first time, and again, as I was saying, I've already found a lot of success and interest in it because, not even because the brand is great. Like, the brand is just the brand. It's not released yet. We're working on getting it out. Like, there's nothing that I'm not coming out being like, I've got this idea. It's a tick. Just do it. Like, just like let's I'm not coming up with some brilliant brainstorming idea, but it's people are listening because I'm going in and being like, these are my songs. This is my sound. This is my brand. This is my target demographic that has been marketed and structured to, and I know who I am.
What was your target demographic again?
Very much the teenage girl kind of thing. And there's still elements of that in there because you don't want to lose that market. But obviously, as they've grown up with me, they've matured, as have I, and as has my sound. So we're still catering to that younger market, but also want
nostalgia
it to be...
is a powerful thing.
Nostalgia is a powerful thing.
So they can connect to that as well.
Yeah, you want to be able to have the all ages show and sell it out, and you want to be able to have the 18+ show and have it be a completely different show and still sell that out with the same songs. Have the songs catered across the board, but just, add a few more swears in it and a few more.
The way you do it.
The way you present it. So I think it's the first time in my career that I've gone, instead of here's this and then here's this, and I'm thinking maybe this color palette, but then with me looking like this, but then also we're going to do this sound. It's me going.
It's interesting you say
David
color
Taylor.
palette.
Yeah.
So you're referring to the marketing in general, just like...
Yeah, like...
Or do you mean musically? Like, there's like...
Musically...
You see a color when you hear a song.
Well, a bit of both. Like, you hear different colors when... I don't know if you guys do that as well, but you can hear see different colors when you listen to songs. But
it's emotions.
Well, yeah, it's emotions as well. But, and the album also had a purpley, bluey, pinky color, like just physically had that color. And so then all the banners had that and all the marketing had that and all the everything. But then that didn't, it's hard to be like, this color doesn't work with this sound. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but it didn't. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Whereas the colors we're using now and the imagery we're using now,
All makes sense.
it all ties together for the first time ever, where I've got, instead of 50 different things, I've got one thing where I'm like, done.
Yeah.
This is your thing. This is how it's going to be successful. Whether that changes in 5-10 years time, I'm not sure.